Hi, this is video blog number 3, and I am answering the question, is fear always a harmful emotion? In this part 3, I'm gonna keep answering the question by reading The Catcher in the Rye. So in the last chapter, we came to the conclusion that Holden Caulfield, the main character in the story, is afraid. He's being controlled by fear. Okay. So Holden Caulfield just arrived to Penn Station after having a long chat with Mrs. Morrow about how good was his son Rudolph. He didn't think Rudolph Smith, who was a guy that studied in Pensy, was a good person. Rudolph was the kind of guy that uses his bath towel to hit younger boys, so he didn't think as him as a good person. Holden hated him. We can assume that either Holden is afraid to open up to other people and tell the truth, or he just likes to joke around and doesn't take serious other people's feelings. Because here Holden is telling a lot of lies to Rudolph's mom about how good his son was and how great he was doing at Pensy. I think it's because he's afraid, and yet again we see how fear controls Holden. We saw it in the first chapters, then we saw it in the second video blog, and now we can see it now, how fear controls Holden Caulfield. Fear in the book and in life, fear is literally the definition of a double-bladed sword. You can use it in a very helpful way by being always alert and ready when something bad happens, or it can control you. When fear controls you, you make decisions without thinking. Decisions without thinking are bad decisions. In the book, we can see how Holden makes bad decisions, very bad decisions. That's why this question is so tricky about fear. It's so tricky because you don't always know if it is used in a good or a bad way. Here in the book, fear is present a lot in the book. Sometimes Holden uses it in the right way at being alert, but most of the time he's been controlled by fear. He has made dumb decisions in his life, decisions like failing all his classes, decisions like running from Pensy, his high school, decisions like not telling his parents what was going on in his life. Holden is being controlled by fear in my perspective, and that's how fear controls people. That's why it's a double-bladed sword, because you can use it in a good way, or it can hurt you very bad. The first thing Holden did when he got off the train was going into the telephone booth. Afraid of what his parents were gonna do with him, he didn't know who to call. He was afraid of calling someone, so he got off the booth and take a cab. In the taxi, he hopped on, and first he didn't know where to go because he was in New York and he couldn't go to his parents' house because they will know that he run from Pensy. So he wanted to go far away from his house. He went to a hotel, a cheap hotel. So when he arrives to this lousy and cheap hotel full of perverts, he describes full of perverts. There were a lot of people doing dirty stuff. So he arrives to his room and lay down on the bed. He starts thinking how he's alone in the moment and the fact that he misses his sister Phoebe. You can tell that Holden is afraid of being alone because while he was in the room, he calls this girl that a friend of his passed her number to him. This girl used to be a burlesque stripper or something. So he wanted to hook up with a girl just to have company, because he was feeling alone. He was afraid of being alone, like everybody is. When he's alone, when someone is alone, you can be afraid or you can like it. In this case, Holden was alone and he didn't like it. He wanted to be with someone. He didn't care who was. In this case, he called this girl to hook up in the hotel. The girl say no, so So Holden is just in his bed thinking about how alone he is, and missing. He didn't mention his parents. I think he's missing his parents, but mostly he's missing his sister, Phoebe, his little sister, that she was very smart and very pretty. He says. So yet again, fear controls Holden. This is the third time that fears controlled him. So this teach you you have to control fear. This was Videoblog number 3, and thank you.